Alrighty, let's get after it. 4/29/2025, 5:02 p.m. The NFL draft has come and went. Shedeur Sanders finally got drafted.
Yeah, go figure. The day we were talking a bunch about him,
Yeah.
it ended up happening that
He
day.
finally got drafted with the 144th pick to the Cleveland Browns. So now they have a stacked QB room.
What the fuck? Again, I mean, we could just jump right into that.
I don't understand what they're doing over there.
Clown organization.
So Deshaun's probably not playing this year. More than likely not. He tore his Achilles again, so that's that. They have Jameis. Jameis
is on the Giants now.
Or Jameis is on the Giants.
They have Kenny Pickett.
They have Kenny Pickett, Joe Flacco,
Dylan Gabriel.
Yep. And Shedeur Sanders.
Here we go again. I stated my point about what I feel about them. I think that was on here. I talked to you about like them trading that first pick and how like the Jags.
Yeah, that was kind of silly. I mean,
like that. So that whole thing, and then they draft Dylan Gabriel first.
Yeah, that doesn't make sense.
And everyone's like, how the fuck is Shedeur on the board? How's he on the board still? And then they draft Shedeur Sanders. What the fuck are the Browns doing? I mean,
I don't get it. I think, yeah, I don't know. Maybe someone like made a call like Deion's like, dude, like, you guys are taking him. Like, I don't know what's going on.
Or the NFL, yeah, it's like Goodell's like, get on the horn now. They're calling the NFL racist. Somebody's got to take the fucking dive. Someone's got to take the shots for this.
It just really makes no sense. I mean, I wouldn't be surprised if they end up rocking with like 3 QBs on like the starting roster, and then Dylan Gabriel ends up the practice squad guy.
Probably.
I could see that. I could definitely see Shedeur like getting played time in the regular season. But yeah, I don't really get it. I mean, there's a lot of stuff that didn't make sense to me. I mean, not even just him, just like the QBs that were coming in general, like Quinn Ewers. Quinn Ewers is like 6th round pick, goes to the Dolphins. Even granted, he doesn't really have much competition. I mean, he has Tua, and then he has Zach Wilson.
Oh yeah, that's right. Zach Wilson's down there now.
And yeah, Quinn Ewers, but he's gonna make $800,000 this year in the NFL. If he would have stayed in college, he would have made $8 million off of NIL.
Was it 8? I thought it was only like 3 or 4. He could have if he hit the transfer portal and went somewhere.
I had seen $8 million.
Oh, I mean, maybe some school would have paid him $8 million, but yeah, nonetheless could have made multiple millions of dollars doing that.
I don't know if his camp was just thinking that maybe his draft stock was the highest at this point.
Potentially.
But
he has to leave Texas. Texas is dying to have Arch Manning starting. So that's why he would have had to hit the transfer portal. And granted, he could have went, but I don't know. That's tough.
I don't know. Going back to the whole Shedeur thing, though. So Shiloh Sanders goes undrafted. He goes to the Bucks. But after, he drops Deion as his agent. So Deion was his agent. And then he goes undrafted. He ends up finding like an actual agent.
Yeah.
And immediately gets signed.
Interesting.
Granted, that doesn't mean that he's gonna like make the team. You know, he's still got to make the team.
Yeah.
I just I don't know if it had something to do with Deion being their agent. Like,
I'm sure that was a part of it. There was like a million. There was just too many moving pieces. It's like that's one piece of the puzzle, and then it's all the other.
With a lot of baggage. That's the problem.
Yeah.
And I know obviously all the things now are coming. Like, man, like Travis Hunter and Shedeur could have been together in the NFL too. If the Browns don't trade away that pick, and I'm like, yeah, it probably doesn't make a difference, but I mean, nonetheless, going like to the original point, I still don't understand why they traded that pick away. Whatever. No. It is what it is.
It's also kind of criminal, too, I guess. Probably just state it now since we're talking about him so much because it's kind of proving the point, which I've heard this take already, so I'm not the originator of this. But it's a very valid point people have been bringing up. Like, it's kind of like all the shit around Shedeur Sanders has truly, like, kind of taken away all spotlight, all grace, and all praise for Cam Ward going number 1 overall. Like, no one has given a fuck about anyone else. It's like everything ESPN, every everyone's talking about Shedeur Sanders. How is he not getting drafted? How did he not get drafted? How did he not get drafted? And then
I think
he
people were
finally
just
gets.
shocked. It was like because he was a projected like top 3 QB in this draft, and again, all the moving pieces, and then he screwed himself. Like I'd heard when he went to like the pre-draft like interview with the Giants, he came in just kind of like, didn't really care. He was arrogant. Apparently, he had so much cologne on that like someone actually had to step out of the room because it was like making them sick.
Yeah.
That I don't know. It was just really bad. Like he was just cocky, arrogant.
Yeah, it's like what I was saying last week that like yeah, they said like multiple teams that he went and met with that you could tell the clear difference of like he clearly was not putting in effort into well, he just wasn't taking it seriously because
Yeah.
he knew he didn't want to go there, so he didn't care to
Yep. present
himself in the best shape.
Yeah, it's definitely an interesting story to say the least.
Yeah, it's kind of crazy that I mean, it really took over. And I mean, obviously it's a big deal because he got hyped up so much, but like that's all it comes down to is it's like they're all making that's what's crazy. They're all making it so it's so shocking that he didn't go top 3. Because we said he should go top 3 and it's like, well, you guys aren't always fucking right. Clearly, we know that. And B, anyone else like most other people with a brain, I think a lot of people me and you look at him and you go like, "Okay, yeah, he was good, but was he really that fucking good? Did he accomplish anything at Colorado? Did they do shit? No.
He had his number.
Yeah, like yeah, they retired his number. I mean, but like he didn't have any like crazy like nothing about him was like spectacular. It was just like, "Oh, he looks good."
And I was like,
and they blew it out of proportion.
Everyone, honestly, in this draft, like,
well, yeah, that's what we said, yeah.
And that's like, well, going back to your point of Cam Ward too, is like, yeah, Cam Ward went number 1 overall, and usually, number 1 overall picks are like again they are talked about a lot, like they're the main talking point until like halfway through the regular season, once they either boom or bust.
Mm-hmm.
And but I feel like that's a factor too. It's just like, okay, cool, the Titans made a pick that they kind of had to, like. They couldn't go out there and take Travis Hunter number 1 overall. Like, everyone would have been up in arms and be like, dude, you guys need a QB. Why would you not take the best QB prospect in this draft?
Yeah.
But that's the problem. He's the best prospect in this draft.
Yeah, exactly.
A very bad draft.
I mean, it's like, but I mean, you could say the same thing for last year, too. Like, everyone knew the Bears were going to take Caleb Williams.
Yeah.
So it's like, but he still got a fuckload of hype. They nonstop talked about him all offseason. Like, Cam Ward's just kind of getting dicked because of that. And also, what to me is even crazier, which I would like to know, again, I never followed the draft enough to know when this has happened otherwise, and I'm sure it's happened before, but like, how the fuck Will Howard just came off a fucking national championship and he doesn't get drafted till the 6th round to the Steelers, and I know he doesn't
was never that good.
Yeah, I know he's not like spectacular, but nonetheless, the guy can win. He just did one of the hardest things to do in college. They won a national championship. You got to be fucking somewhat good to do that. How he's not getting talked about that he didn't go higher is no one even seems to care. Again, it's like Shedeur. It's like, well, this guy just won a natty and went all the way down to the 6th fucking round of the Steelers, and no one gave a shit. Like,
well, with his situation, the only thing I'll say is like, there's definitely got to be a reason why why he isn't more hyped.
Well, like you said it. I mean, he's really not that spectacular looking.
Draft stock was like insane. Like, I mean, talking about like JJ McCarthy, I still don't think JJ McCarthy's that good, but
I agree.
His draft stock was the highest it could have ever possibly been because of the national championship.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. Again, I didn't watch enough college, and didn't watch enough Will Howard to be able to speak on it, but yeah, I don't know. Maybe J.J. McCarthy's situation, he did more for the team than Will Howard did. Like, was it more of like a collective situation? But I guess it's a team sport, so I mean, everyone kind of needs to fire on all cylinders to get to that point.
Yeah, 100% agreed. I do think Will Howard probably did more than J.J. McCarthy, just in the sense of like Michigan fucking rode on the back of their run game. Like, J.J. McCarthy obviously had some moments, but it was their run game that fucking did it for them. Like, They were insane. Their ground game was stupid. Now, granted, Ohio State's ground game was really fucking good too, but their passing game was also very good this year. So
Yeah, I'm actually. Let's look this up.
why can't I forget Blake Corum? That's who it was. Blake Corum was a dog
Who
up in
was
Michigan.
like a 5th-round pick.
Yeah, which is nuts. And now also kind of. Now, where did he go? He didn't.
He's on the Rams.
The Rams. That's right. I don't know why I was thinking the Chargers for some reason.
Yeah, he's on the same stadium.
Yeah, that's true.
Hold up, I want to see his collegiate stats. Okay, I don't care about the NFL. I want to see NCAA. I mean, so that's not that good. He really didn't do anything. He was at Kent State for the first 4 years of college.
Mm-hmm.
He had. Yeah, that's not good. I want to see how many games he played though. But either way, his really like only solid year was last year. His first year, 1,178 yards, then 332, and then 1,600, then 2,600, and then obviously at Ohio State 4,000.
Yeah, that's fucking good.
35 touchdowns. So we'll start again from the beginning. 8 touchdowns, 1 touchdown, 15, 24, and then 35. So yeah, he went off his last year and had like an okay year the year before.
How many picks last year?
10.
35 touchdowns, 10 picks,
Yeah.
4,000 yards. That's fucking NFL shit.
Yeah, but that's not like.
I know it's college, but
No, yeah, I know. I'm
that's still
saying
really good.
that's just 1 year though. That's probably another thing that like the NFL organizations are scared about. They're like, well, it's just like 1 year.
Yeah, that's
he was at Ohio State.
yeah, and then also he was at Kent State. So I mean, it's like, what can you expect out of Kent State that he had to work with? And obviously, it doesn't say how many games he played, but you could tell how many games he kind of played because what is pass attempts is like 100 and something there in the first year.
Yeah, 168 and then 55. So he had to get injured or something. And then 199, 357, then 423.
So he probably only started 1 year at Kent State in 2023 and then Ohio State.
I mean, why wouldn't they put games started? Let's go to Sports Reference. Actually, that'd be the best one. They're pretty good about that. Passing. Kansas State, sorry. Not Kent State. I kept saying that.
Oh.
Okay, so yeah, he played 9 games, then 6 games, then 7, then 12, and then obviously the entire season at Ohio State.
Yeah, so I mean, the 2 seasons that he significantly improved the 2 seasons that he actually got to play the majority.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I don't think he's bad. Obviously, he's kind of just, to me, in the same thing as the rest of the quarterbacks in this draft, where it's like, well, I guess any one of them could pop off in the NFL or all of them could fail. No one really looks that special, but it is to me shocking. No one seemed to give a shit that he dropped as far as he did after coming off a natty. I'm like,
I mean, people were surprised. And I never thought Quinn Ewers was that good. But, yeah, I mean, he slid to, I think, the 7th round.
Yeah, who did he go to?
Miami,
that's right. You said that already.
Yeah, a lot of, I guess, question marks. Riley Leonard got drafted.
Yeah.
Notre Dame's quarterback. Where did he go? Did he go to... What do I want to say? Oh, he went to the Colts. That's right. Yeah, he went to the Colts.
Oh, yay.
Staying in Indiana. So he might be the best quarterback in that QB room now. I'll just say that. I'm just like, experience-wise, no, definitely doesn't have that, but might be the best QB in that room.
I'll tell you what, too. Shout out to the Steelers. I think that I don't want to say they had like a killer draft, but boy, they got Will Howard and they got Jack Sawyer from Ohio State.
Yeah, that was it.
That is
Sports Center did
awesome.
make a post.
Yeah, that is so sick. That I was kind of pissed because I wanted the Bears to get Jack Sawyer, which obviously we had plenty of opportunity to do it because I do believe he went 7th round maybe.
Yeah, he went pretty late.
No,
a lot later than I had anticipated. I don't know if that late, but again, a lot
7.
later than I had anticipated. I thought he would have definitely gotten drafted higher. I think it was when we were watching.
Oh, 4th round. Damn.
Yeah.
Okay, I was way off.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was later than I was expecting as well. But yeah, I would have liked to have seen the Bears go after him personally. But it is what it is. Beggars can't be choosers, right?
Yeah. A lot of Bears fans are kind of like, I feel partially just trying to like justify the picks this year in the draft. I thought it was pretty stinky overall.
Really?
Yeah, for the most part. I mean, they had like just a couple solid picks. Obviously, the wide receiver from Missouri, I didn't realize, but he's actually a dog. Like a lot of
Yeah, a
people
lot of
actually
people
like
are hyped on that.
and
Yeah.
I didn't know that until I actually like looked him up. I was like,
Yeah.
okay. Same thing with Colson Loveland. Apparently, another dog, but
Yeah, him I knew. I mean, obviously, again, he was the number 2 tight end in the draft, but yeah, it's I was shocked at the lack of. I thought we were gonna get a couple more like offensive linemen, but I mean, we end up going with 2
As you
offensive tackles, which is
redefine what's
good,
possible,
but
Lexus
I just thought
refines.
I don't know. I guess I just expected more
You've
heavy O
always
line
been ahead
because
of the game.
don't disagree.
the
Excellence
age of.
is
I
your
mean, I know
default,
obviously like
and
we have a
Lexus
veteran
knows
O
that
line
feeling
now,
is
but
unmatched.
you need the
Their
depth.
standard isn't
and,
for the average; it's for
you know,
those who set the bar
barring any
and
injuries.
elevate it.
Probably gonna have multiple.
So as you
injuries.
redefine what's
You're gonna need
possible,
more than a few guys. But
Lexus
then again, we got
refines
some guys
what you
already. I don't know.
deserve.
Who the fuck knows?
Because a
I'm
car that
all right
doesn't
with
make
our
you
draft. I don't
feel
think it went that
something
terrible.
is a car that
Yeah,
stops
I'm
short
interested to
of
see. I don't know
amazing.
much about Shamar Turner. I'm kind of interested to see how he does at DT because that's obviously a very, very weak point on our defensive front. Everyone walks like
With the
runs through us.
233rd pick
It's obviously not
in the
great.
Yeah, we need a
2025
lot of help
NFL
on the
Draft,
Yeah, I mean
the
that was like
Chicago
in my
Bears
opinion the
pick
biggest concern
Kyle
on
Mananga.
this year's draft.
He's
Obviously,
running back
offensive
for the
line, but then
Rutgers.
they
Go Bears!
started
go
to,
down! Woo!
kind of mend that up in free agency. So I was like, all right, you know what? It's fine if they don't focus it on it as much.
You've
during the
always
draft.
been ahead of the game.
Like, we got to like kind of go defensively
Excellence
heavy here.
is your default.
I forgot
And
they
Lexus
signed,
knows that feeling is unmatched. Their
his face?
standard isn't for
Colts.
the average. It's for those who
Deo
set the
Odig-
bar and
Odigizwe.
elevate it.
Odeyingbo.
So as you
I don't
redefine
know
what's
how I can't say his
possible,
name. Deo
Lexus refines
Odeyingbo,
what you
whatever,
deserve.
Odeyingbo.
Because
Sure.
a
I
car
don't know,
that
yeah.
doesn't
We got
make
him
you
from the
feel
Colts. He's fucking
something
good too.
is
Obviously,
a
the
car that
Grady
stops
Jarrett
short
pickup.
of
Yeah.
amazing.
Montez. Well, I mean, we actually might have a pretty solid D line again, barring any injuries.
Yeah.
But
For the 195th pick
time
in the
will tell.
2025
It's,
NFL
Seeing,
Draft,
like, on
the
TikTok
Chicago
for a while,
Bears
like,
select
the Bears
Luke
hype
Newman,
edit.
guard, Michigan
So,
State.
hype
Welcome to
video.
the NFL. We'll see you at Lambeau.
I mean, I feel like at this point though, it's like very kind of
Luke Newman, another guy that accepted that invite to the East West Shrine
the fans
Bowl.
have wanted, we have.
Got some good experience here. Buck, you
Yeah,
had mentioned
like we
this
beefed up
a
the
little bit
O-line.
earlier
The
for
O-line's
another
better on
offensive
paper.
lineman. You said, hey, 52 games played
We
for
got
the
the
United
head
States.
coach
I'll
we
take
wanted.
that.
We
Man,
got the
experience,
quarterback we
because
wanted.
it's a
Like,
position where
beefed
you
up
have
the
to
D-line
play to
some.
really
Yeah,
learn
let's make it
and
happen.
master the
Gotta use
technique. So we're
secondary,
talking
got
about being
good
able to play
receivers.
52 games.
Yeah.
You enter the
Honestly,
locker
what I
room
didn't look at,
knowing
though, is
your
like the
craft,
other
knowing
teams
yourself,
kind
and
of
that gives you a chance to master the new techniques that you'll learn
yeah,
as a
I've seen
pro.
it, like,
This is a
Twitter,
guy that has
on
done it,
Snap.
man, at
Granted,
every
going
level.
to. But yeah, there was really
As
like
you
nothing that
redefine
stood
what's
out
possible,
to me that much.
Lexus refines
with,
what you deserve.
Lions draft.
Because a car that doesn't make you
Nothing
feel something
brand
is a
new.
car that
No
stops
one
short
players
of
coming out of
amazing.
college, but nothing really crazy. Nothing that kind of like
With the
broke the internet, 'cause if it's
244th
big,
pick
like
in
people
the
are going to talk about
2025
it a
NFL
lot.
Draft,
yeah,
And nothing.
You've
I
always
mean,
been
obviously
ahead of the
Matthew Golden with
game.
the Packers. That was obviously a big deal.
Excellence is
Varsity
your
a big deal
default,
just because of the fact
and
that
Lexus
they've never
knows
drafted.
that feeling is
Like it's been
unmatched.
forever since
Their
they've
standard
drafted,
isn't for the average; it's for those who
wide
set the
receiver this high
bar
up in the draft.
and elevate it.
I feel like the Vikings really didn't do much.
yeah. Well, they only.
You've
had 5
always
picks.
been ahead of
Yeah.
the game.
But their first round pick,
Excellence
I mean, they drafted
is your
guard. You can't
default,
hate that.
and Lexus knows that feeling is
Especially not one from
unmatched.
Ohio State.
Their standard
No,
isn't
yeah,
for the
definitely not.
average; it's for those who set the
Gavin
bar
Bartholomew.
and
That's a
elevate it.
awesome last name.
So as you redefine what's possible,
The Vikings
Lexus
did make some
refine.
made some money moves though.
Yeah.
As you
They've
re-
extended some players, some contracts have happened. George Kittle is staying in San Francisco.
Mm.
I'm not sure how they're affording that, but let me pull it up. It was Adam Schefter, I believe, that had talked about it. So let me look it up. One sec. So first, we'll start with the Vikings. Andrew Van Ginkel is
Van Ginky.
he had reached an agreement for an extension. 1 year, $23 million. That includes $22.4 million guaranteed.
Nice.
Oh yeah, the Packers signed Isaiah Simmons. I forgot about that one. Who was the number 8 overall pick in the 2020 draft by the Arizona Cardinals. He has since started with the Cardinals, went to the Giants, obviously now in Green Bay. So if he can find himself again, that would be huge for them. It'd be a really good pickup. Trying to find the stupid George Kittle. Oh, here it is. So George Kittle, 4-year, $76.4 million contract extension. So he's staying in San Francisco for now, at least. Granted, unless they need to unload cap space. I'm like, you know what? Who else wants to pick up this contract? George Kittle's a little expensive now. But
Yeah, rightfully so, though.
no, 100%. I mean,
Yeah.
there was obviously all those talks of like, bring him home. Like, let's have George. This was pre-draft, pre-Colson Loveland, when they were first talking about potentially trading Kittle. Because obviously George Kittle, very known Bears fan.
I would have had to sell the fucking farm for him.
Yeah, I mean, it probably would have been our first-round pick. I could honestly see that.
For sure.
Definitely that. And then probably like a 5th or 6th round. But we probably would have got a 2nd-rounder and George Kittle if I had to guess. Or like some stupid compensatory pick where it's like it could turn into something.
Yeah, more than likely.
It's like the Justin Fields pick. It's like, well, if he plays this many games, it could be a 4th-rounder.
Yeah.
And they're like, yeah, we're going to bench him
Yeah.
1 game before and not start him the rest of the year. Even though we're undefeated right now. Granted, 3-0 is 3-0, but hey.
Started off good.
Started off great. There was something else I wanted to bring up, and I can't remember. I feel like there was other news.
There was. I forgot to screenshot so much shit because there was quite a bit. But speaking of the clown show, back to the clown show once again. This is now like their 3rd strike in a week. The Browns have reached an agreement on a 1-year deal with wide receiver Deontay Johnson.
Oh, I did see that. Yeah, I saw that. That's right.
So the piece of shit is going into the toilet bowl, so it kind of works out.
Yeah, he's going to die. I mean, Deontay Johnson cooked himself. Like, he truly ruined himself. And
Yeah.
That's what he deserves. Speaking of former Panthers players, we had a new Panther player in town.
Yes, sir.
Hunter Renfrow is back in the NFL.
I kind of dig it.
No, I actually love
I think
that.
the Panthers might actually be pretty fucking decent
They
this
might
year.
be like a sneaky 8-9 win team.
Yes. Yeah,
100%.
that's what I'm thinking too.
And Hunter Renfrow is awesome for that team. Obviously, one of the best route runners in the NFL. People like to hate on him because he's white and dorky looking and has a cul-de-sac haircut, but he's an awesome route runner.
Yeah, dude was like the best wide receiver in the league 3 years ago.
Yeah, he was a Pro Bowler.
Like, it's fucking nuts.
Yeah, he was a Pro Bowler, and again, there's interviews. I mean, really just one interview going around. Like, who's the best route runner? He's like, Hunter Renfrow.
Yeah.
And they like start laughing. I think that was on Brandon Marshall's or Cam Newton's podcast, one of them. And yeah, I mean, dude, he's legit. He's awesome. He's putting on for the white man.
Someone has to.
Cooper DeJean. They got Cooper DeJean now.
Yeah, someone besides a tight end has to put on for the white man on the offensive side of the ball. I guess we got CMC too, but
Yeah, when he's healthy.
when he's healthy, I'll still take fucking CMC any day of the week.
Man, there's something else I was going to say, and I completely forgot. This is such a bad job. I mean, I really got to start writing this stuff down. Oh, speaking of, just going back real quick, I wanted to mention, I believe it was Cam Newton that said it. And I'm going to use his term that is widely hated. This draft is just full of game managers when it comes to QBs. None of them really just looks like a superstar to me. Like Will Howard, Quinn Ewers, even Shedeur, even Cam Ward, I would throw him in like, they could be not horrible, but they could also just be like Ryan Tannehill, where it's like, you don't have to be the best, just be
Consistent.
average. Yeah, like literally.
That is a very good comparison, actually, because that is kind of like what everyone in this draft, the caliber, at least coming out of the draft, seems like they're going to be. It's like everyone's just going to be about like a Ryan Tannehill, which therefore means that how many
playoffs?
How many quarterbacks got drafted? I think 7, 8,
Probably. I mean, I don't know
roughly
the exact
something like
number.
that.
Yeah,
Whatever.
let me just say.
I would say probably all but one maybe are going to end up as backups.
Yeah. Oh, 100%.
Like, if not all of them.
Yeah, no, definitely. Definitely. I feel like the Giants at some point will definitely throw Jackson Dart in there. Like they're definitely going to. Like,
Well, they're going to have to.
Yeah, like we talked about last episode, where they're just going to be like, okay, well, this is going horrible. Like, very badly. Bench Russ, throw the rookie out there, appease the fans for 2 to 3 weeks. Or they'll do what they did with Mitch when it was like week 14 or 13. And Mike Glennon is obviously playing the entire season. And they're like, you know what? Throw him out there.
Yeah.
And obviously he played not great. And everyone's like, well, it's fine. He's a rookie. You know, give him one more year. It's a new system. And that's how Dable and everyone will save their jobs. For one more year at least.
Yeah, it's a valid point. I am interested to see how I think the Giants might actually kind of be sneaky good this year,
Another
too.
team that could be like a sneaky 8-9 win team.
It's tough because their division's very tough. Well, I mean, really, the Cowboys are going to be relevant. So it's like I know a lot of people shit on that division, but the Cowboys
what do they do?
They're always relevant. The Eagles are going to be good. The Commanders are going to be good. But the Giants, I think, are going to squeak off a couple wins that people are not expecting against those specific teams.
I agree.
You've always been ahead of the game.
The Cowboys, like,
Excellence
guard.
is your default.
Oh, they picked a
And
fucking
knows
fire
that
running
feeling is
back.
unmatched.
Jaden
Their
Blue.
standard
yeah,
isn't
yeah.
for the
Yeah,
average.
Matthew
It's for those
McConaughey,
who
I
set
actually
the
saw something that was
bar,
like
then elevate it.
tweeting or posting
So
about
as
like,
you
all these guys every
redefine
single
what's
time.
possible,
He's obviously
Lexus
huge,
refines
like,
what you
He's a huge
deserve.
Texas fan.
Yeah.
Because a car that doesn't
Big
make you
just Texas in
feel
general,
something
really. It's a
is a
state.
car that
Yeah,
stops
so
short
everyone who got
of
drafted out of
amazing.
Texas, like Texas Longhorns, that is. Yeah, he was like tweeting at like every team.
This draft.
You guys got a dog. Weird, but okay.
With the
they actually-
247th pick in the 2025 NFL
Yeah, I
Draft,
seen that. I'm like,
the Dallas Cowboys
I don't know who the
select
second guy is, but
Tommy
Jaden
A.
Blue.
King Bisto,
pretty
defensive
good.
tackle,
Mafa?
Maryland.
Yes, Jaden Blue as third.
Another defensive tackle from Maryland. You had two of them.
I think it'll be an interesting season. I am obviously excited for the season, but also kind of want to stay away.
For now, yeah.
Yeah, definitely.
I know what you mean. Yeah, don't rush it.
Yeah, I definitely am over the cold.
Yeah. Did you see that fucking radio station from Buffalo that was talking shit, and they had like a call with Brandon Beane, the GM for the Bills?
No.
Dude, it's so funny. His quote was like he got pissed at him because they were talking shit, saying that they don't have a good wide receiver. They don't have like a number one wide receiver. Their wide receiver room's weak. And these two guys were going back and forth saying it, so that let me shout them out too. WGR 550 Sports Radio. They were basically just talking shit on the wide receiver room, and then they got on a call with Brandon Beane, and Beane straight up word quote, "You guys were bitching in 2018 about Josh Allen. You wanted Josh Rosen, and now you guys are bitching that we don't have a receiver." And he's like, and last year we dropped over 30 points a game. The last 8 games we played, we were the number 1 scoring offense in the league going into the playoffs and through the playoffs. And he goes, so what are you talking about? He goes, the game is about scoring points, is it not? And what did we do? We scored more points than anybody. So I'm tired of everybody bitching about that. And these guys were just like, they just like turtled up in their seats as he was going off on them. I'm like, fuck yeah, dude. I like Brandon Beane.
Some radio hosts just like, their heads get so big just because of the fact, like, oh yeah.
Colin Cowherd.
Yeah. I mean,
he's
honestly,
got some alright takes, but he says some whack shit too.
I'll throw a lot of them in there. A lot of them just like say whatever. Granted, it's entertainment. They need to a certain extent.
Honestly, it's probably us too. If we had like if we had like Ryan Poles on here, he'd be like, "You guys fucking like just like go off." Like, oh,
probably.
Shit.
I'd be like, dude, I kind of want you fired. But anyways, no, yeah. Obviously, we see how the Josh Rosen pick turned out. Josh Rosen like skated around the league for a couple of years, and now no one in Josh Allen is just won the MVP. Say what you want about it, still won the MVP, and has been consistently one of the best quarterbacks in the league for the last 4 years.
That's not arguable.
Yeah,
that one is not arguable.
But there is definitely something to say about Buffalo and like, kind of, what is the problem? Like, what is stopping them from getting to that place? Like before, we're saying Josh Allen going superhero mode, didn't do that really much at all this year, and
really defense. Like their defense is what's been stopping them, and they have a good defense. It just ends up, honestly, they just get fucked with injuries. It seems like every year on the defensive side of the ball. That's what
that's the training staff.
Yeah, that's what I was saying. What's it called? I don't know however long ago when we talked about like season predictions. Oh yeah, I'll have to give my predictions here, and the season's coming up. I'll start working on that. When I said like the Bills have always had defensive injuries, they haven't really had a massive piece out on offense in the last couple years.
Knock on wood.
Knock on
QB's
wood,
been
which is why I have a bad feeling that like Josh Allen's gonna get hurt this year, and that's why I'm not like.
Hope not.
I don't hope anyone to get injured, but it's like with the hits that he takes and
Except for you,
shit.
top climbing.
With the hits and shit that he takes, it's like it's only a matter of time, right? Like it's gonna
He's just
just
a
be
big
one
dude, though.
awkward fucking one awkward fall, one awkward
100%.
something. It's kind of amazing he hasn't gotten hurt yet.
Speaking of awkward, this kind of loosely related to Josh Allen, just because his name was thrown into the mix. Did you see that video of Tom Brady explaining the sidearm throws?
Yeah, the arm angle and shit. Yeah.
Yeah, he's like, it's not actually their arm, it's the way they're bending. It's their spine, like the way they just like turn
It's
their body.
tilt. Yeah, you tilt, but the arm angle's always 90 degrees.
And I'm like, wow, like that's actually like kind of sweet.
It's a sick breakdown, but it's
Yeah.
also not true. Like he made it sound like no one ever throws sidearm. These guys aren't throwing sidearm. Actually, when you look at it, it's like you can go back and watch Patrick Mahomes literally like when he's throwing here. This is not a 90-degree angle. He is throwing sidearm.
No.
Allen's throwing sidearm.
100%. I just that explanation though was cool. I thought that was pretty sweet. I actually really liked that.
Yeah, it was a cool breakdown of like fundamental.
Yeah, I mean,
Football.
guess like things that like the average fan really. I mean, anyone really, like doesn't unless you are like a quarterback's coach at any level or something.
Yeah,
like you're really not like looking into those things. That's like just like super, like in-depth stuff. That's I just thought it was like cool.
Yeah, definitely. There was something else that happened in the NFL too. There was, like I said, I wish I would have screenshotted more stuff. I don't know why the fuck I didn't.
I honestly haven't. Like I've been an idiot about it. I've just been kind of like looking at things and have just been like, yeah, I'll think about it later. Like I'll remember that. I'll remember that.
Yeah, that's exactly.
And it's coming back to bite me.
Yeah, that's exactly what I've been doing basically. I did want to go back on this because I thought this was a funny thing that unfolded. We all have heard about the prank call heard around the world, going back to Shedeur Sanders.
So apparently there's multiple.
Yeah, there's been multiple.
Like in this draft too, though. Like,
oh yeah,
which was kind of crazy. But yeah, anyway, sorry.
It is crazy. But yeah, so there was like all this, the shit about him getting the prank phone call and how wrong it is and blah blah blah. Turns out the person that made the prank phone call was former head coach of the New York Jets, now defensive coordinator for
the Falcons.
Jeff Ulbrich. It was his son, Jax,
yes,
who made the prank phone call.
So that is one thing that, I had seen. But in the video, if you look, he's not the one with the phone. He's the one in the background laughing. And it was like the other guy that was obviously making the call. Like there was a dark-haired kid, which is Ulbrich's son.
Mm-hmm.
And then obviously the blonde-haired kid with the phone. So everyone's saying like he's the one who made the prank phone call. Granted, he was in on it because he's the one who got the number.
I was gonna say if he's the one who got the number, and it might have been his phone because like
yeah,
you remember like back in the day prank calling as a kid,
that
you'd
is
be
true.
like, oh here it's dialing, and you hand it to the guy who's good at it. So
I would just be like, dude, I'm not using my phone. We're using yours. Like, come on, man. I don't want to use my phone. It's like no, we're
dude. What if they call my number back? What if they find out it's me? Yeah,
dude, I can get in a lot of trouble.
But
yeah,
he put out a big apology statement about it, and
yeah,
I think that's really obviously he like was told he had to do that, but I just think it's like such a soft ass move that so many people are like pissed off about it and like butthurt. And I've seen like, of course, typical Stephen A. Smith running his mouth saying that kid should get an ass whooping and blah blah blah, and people, it's so wrong what he did and ruined this. It's supposed to be a highlight moment of Shedeur's life and he ruined it by faking him. I'm like, it's a fucking prank phone call, dude. And on top of that, this isn't the first time it's ever happened. This happens like all the fucking time.
Yeah, it's just because all the, again, just the media, the cameras that were running. Because it was already a storyline.
Yes.
That he wasn't getting drafted. And they're like, well, dude, this adds so much fuel to the fire. We got to talk about this.
Yeah. And people are calling for fucking, they're like, the NFL needs to change rules and make some kind of fucking statement coming out about like, they're gonna change rules for I'm drawing a fucking blank. I'm like how it was worded with like how families can interact with people that are like like families of teams.
Yeah.
Someone like a coach's son, like they have to have restrictions too. And I'm like, come the fuck
I
on,
actually
man.
do kind of loosely agree with that. I mean,
in a sense,
there should be something that definitely is like, oh yeah, I got like all these. It's like, oh, I got Cam Ward's numbers like sitting on the kitchen counter right now, like for his phone. It's like,
yeah,
I think you would think that like, for as big as the NFL is and for something like that, like okay, this isn't the first time it's happened, and definitely won't be the last. That they would have had like ways to already deter that kind of thing by now.
Well, I think they do. I think it's just in the common good of people to be like, hey, just as if anybody, you know, if you're the fucking CEO of Walmart, you're like, hey, you guys know who I am, right? We can't be acting a fool in public. And then there's certain people like, no one, this is a bigger deal than fucking Pat Mahomes Sr. getting 3 DUIs. Like, what's the difference there? Or his
Patrick Mahomes, dude, we can't talk about that.
Or his, yeah, or his brother. What's his name? Jackson.
Yeah.
Or like his brother doing shit. Like, they're not. No one's calling for rule changes there. No one's calling for fucking restrictions on anything there. It's like,
well, his dad's DUI. I don't know if the NFL can really do anything about that. I think that's more of like a in-house thing. He just needs to like not drink and drive.
yeah, true. I know it. Yeah, it doesn't affect. But also, like what Jax Albert. I mean, he didn't affect anything. He fucking prank called the guy. He didn't like. You know what I mean? It didn't change anything. The guy's not on a team. Like Shadur is not on a team. He didn't start like a false narrative. I mean, there's like so much worse shit out there that's happened or could happen. For people to be freaking out so much over a prank call, it's like, all right, come on, dude.
Also clicks, dude. I mean, I'm sure it's definitely not that big of a situation as what it's being made out to be, but clicks.
No. Yes, 100%.
That is like, in my opinion, like 90% of everything. Like clicks.
Yeah, pretty much. There's not much substance to anything.
Yeah.
Which is why we spent the last 40 minutes talking about it all.
Oh my God, it has been 40 minutes.
Has it really been 40 minutes?
Yeah, it's been 36 minutes.
Oh, that's not bad at all.
No, but yeah, honestly, that's it for the NFL for me.
Yeah, pretty much.
Talk about some baseball. The White Sox dropped new City Connect jerseys.
I was going to ask you if you've seen them. Pretty fire.
Yeah, honestly, I'm kind of indifferent. I feel like they're kind of growing on me. When I first seen the leaks, I was like, but then I'm kind of like, it's kind of growing on me. I'm like, okay, there's actually a lot of cool, like, kind of, I guess, Easter eggs within the jersey itself. Like in the collar, it has like the White Sox and Bulls championships, like in the collar, like on the backside.
Oh, I didn't see the back. I only had the one picture of the front.
Yeah, so there's actually like a lot of things. It's cool.
I like it, but I would
never wear it. I don't think I'd ever buy it.
No, I'm not a blood, so I would not wear it. But
so Friday home games, they did say will still be like the first, like the South Side jerseys. They'll still be wearing those, but the other ones are going to obviously be worn too. I forgot when they said, but either way, the tradition of Friday home games, they still will be South Side uniforms.
Yeah,
which is cool because those are the best. Those are so fire, dude.
I'm in the same boat as you, I guess. I think it's fire because I just like the like red and black look good together. And
I thought it looked kind of corny at first, to be honest.
Yeah, same. My first thought on it, when I was like,
I'm like, looks like something you'd find in South Lake Mall. Like,
exactly.
Yeah, like it doesn't look great.
Like you said, I'm not gonna.
It just looked cheap. Like it looks like corny. Like again, I'm just gonna go back to that. It looked corny.
Yeah,
I didn't like that. The Astros one actually isn't that bad. I saw theirs. Theirs was pretty decent.
I did not see it. I didn't see any of those.
Stros. We'll just look up new City Connectors and you can see all of them. I forgot whose I thought was the most fire though, but we'll find out right now.
Ooh, that's clean. That actually, honestly,
which one?
though,
The Astros?
Yeah.
Did you see the Rockies?
No. Yeah,
so that's the Rockies.
Why don't they have like actual pictures of them? What the fuck is that like?
Let me find something better.
The Astros, not gonna lie though, that kind of looks like international baseball. Like that looks like World Baseball Classic, like Venezuela jersey or some shit. Like.
So this is obviously Chicago's. The hat. I don't like the hat.
No.
The hat's ugly. That's the collar though. The one that has like all the championship years on it.
That's actually pretty sick.
Yeah, and then why is it just the White Sox? Is it just an article about the White Sox? Yes, it is. Okay. New City Connect jerseys in 2025. Let's see. Rockies, Giants, Astros, Nationals, Cincy. I don't want to see this anymore.
Oh, that's the Rockies?
Yeah.
Again, kind of looks.
I need to find like a big photo.
Yo, the Cubs new one this year is so fire.
The I'll have to look. This is the Giants. I don't know if I like that too much.
It looks like a high school jersey.
Yeah, it looks pretty stupid. Again, Rockies looks cheap.
Yeah, it looks like another international, like it could be like Venezuela or something.
This is the Nationals.
Yeah, I've seen the Nationals ones. It's weird because it doesn't match their colors at all. There's the Cubs one I was gonna say. It's the logo I'm wearing on my hat.
Yeah,
it's this and that. The Cubs one looks so fucking fire. That looks so fucking cool, man.
Astros, obviously. I do like that, though. I think the Astros is very nice.
Yeah, it does look nice.
I definitely do think that the White Sox could have done better, though. I'll just say that.
But
also, the bar was very high. The bar was very high because we were spoiled with the last ones.
Yeah.
So, I mean, obviously, it's very hard to one up that.
Yeah, they probably should have just stuck. They probably stick with what works. We're going with the same ones.
I think, yeah, right? Just revamp them. I wouldn't have hated it. Man, staying on the Cubs, though. Again, the Cubs are on an absolute heater right now.
Yeah, it sucks. It sucks. We ended up dropping, I believe, 2 games to the Phillies. Yeah, it was 2 games to the Phillies.
Yeah, I saw one post that was like, it was like the Cubs, like timeline circle. And it's like, you are here. It's like, needs third baseman and bullpen.
Yeah, no fucking shit, dude. I've been saying this. Our bullpen is just...
Who is your third baseman now?
Well, it's between Gage Workman, who I believe now at this point has still played the most games, starting at third. What the fuck is his name? Vidal Brujan.
So either way, Cubs Twitter hates...
There's
anyone who takes third for the Chicago Cubs.
Matt Shaw, we sent back down to the minor leagues.
Wildly hated.
And then also, who the fuck else is there? I know there's somebody else that's playing. I'm gonna try to look it up really quick. I don't know if Justin Turner's played third at all this year. I know he's played first, but Ben Cowles. Who knows? We don't have a third baseman. We don't have a fucking bullpen either.
I do want to jump back on the White Sox real quick because I thought this was a great point. It was from someone who works at a company that we don't name on the show. But he had got a DM from someone that had said, he's like, this is a story about Jerry Reinsdorf, just to know how garbage Jerry Reinsdorf is. When Bryce Harper was on the move, obviously we had talked about how Bryce Harper was supposed to go to, like, he was almost a White Sox. Like, he almost was on the south side. So he had actually seen Bryce Harper somewhere. It was like him and his wife. And he like went up, got an autograph, and actually said like, hey, dude, like, so when you were like a free agent, like, what was your favorite visit? Like, were you ever serious about coming to the White Sox? He's like, that was like my favorite. Like, I wanted to go. Like, that was like my favorite, like, one out of all of them. But Jerry Reinsdorf didn't come to the final meeting. And he said, that left an awful taste in my mouth. That's why I did not go to Chicago.
Well.
So, once again, another reason the MLB needs to force this guy's hand to sell this team and get him out of here. Just anyone, I don't care if he's just a partial owner, anyone who has anything to do with this team, get rid of all of them.
He's got to be up there now. Now that, well, I guess the fucking people who own the Athletics, can't remember his name.
Oh, yeah.
They're probably definitely the worst. I would say Reinsdorf's got to be the second worst owner in baseball.
He is not only ruining one franchise, he's ruining another one.
That's probably, why he's got to be second.
And that's how they got that collab. Because Bulls and White Sox, both Reinsdorf owned teams.
And doing like typical Chicago fashion, riding the coattails of the past.
Pretty much.
Fucking
I mean,
30 years ago. Okay, dude, check this out.
I hate the fact that the Bulls are like, they'll make like a push for relevancy. Like the last 2 years, they'll do the stupid play-in, which I think is a terrible thing.
I agree.
To begin with, like, again, there should be no play-in. I get they're trying to have like more excitement. Like they have like the in-season tournament to add more excitement, to pull more viewership.
I want to touch on that point that you brought up. We'll touch on that after baseball.
Super lame. But yeah, either way, it's Jerry Reinsdorf, you're a problem, and I hate you. And I want you to know that, and I hope for some reason this gets back to you. I hate you.
I do want to do a quick update here on a live game because I'm kind of upset because I did put together a home run parlay for today on a couple games, and this is one of them that I looked at and I decided not to do. The Yankees just hit 4 home runs out of their first 5 batters in the top of the first against the Orioles.
Jesus.
Yeah. Trent Grisham, Aaron Judge, Ben Rice, Cody Bellinger, all homered.
Cody Bellinger, former Chicago Cub.
Yeah.
Former Dodger.
Oh, and Jazz Chisholm just hit a triple. They are
torpedo bats, dude.
They are absolutely tattooing Kyle Gibson.
That narrative dropped pretty quick. Torpedo bats. That was a big talking point that obviously died off.
Yep.
Probably because everyone realized that it's like, hey, it's like actually pretty common. Like, yeah, we've been using them for a little bit.
And you still have to hit the ball.
Yeah.
Like,
yeah.
Yeah.
The wave is kind of like over. I'm sure probably people are still using it. Probably switching over now, I mean.
Yeah.
Also, Andrew Vaughn, if this gets back to you, I really hate you too. Just want to throw that out there. But yeah, anyway.
I was going to say, anyone else?
No.
Dov Kleiman. I hate you too.
Yeah, I really hate you. ML football, NFL rumors, NFL notifications.
Yep.
Basically any of like those rage bait pages.
Yeah.
You can all die.
I agree.
I'll just say that.
I don't know if you've seen this or not, but this was possibly one of the most comical and fantastic ways for a game to end.
The Little League home run.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Helio Ramos.
Yeah, the ball never left the infield.
Walked off the fucking Rangers, bottom of the 9th. Hits a dribbler like 30 feet in between the mound and third.
Should have been the easiest out on earth.
Pitcher throws the ball right past first.
So routine.
Rounds first, hits second, digs for third. Ball gets overthrown to third. Hits an inside the park home run on a ball that went 30 feet from home plate.
Yeah, it was.
It's incredible.
Yeah, it was like literally it's a Little League home run. That's like what
Yes.
happens in Little League.
Oh.
Because the kids can't react fast enough and they can't throw like that.
Yeah, they try to react fast and then they throw the ball 40 feet. They just sail that fucker right over the first baseman.
Yeah, and like they're the most uncoordinated human beings on earth because they're like 7.
Yeah, it's funny. I got a guy at work actually who's got his kid's 4 or 5 playing. He's coaching their t-ball team, and he's like, man, it is fucking hard watching these. Half these kids are just fucking picking grass and fucking like these kids.
They have like no attention span at that.
Yeah,
they're just like
he's like, you get about 2 fucking minutes before these kids stop paying attention to anything. He's like, it's tough.
I think up until like the age of like 12, the average attention span is like 7 minutes. That's what it is. And
That
like,
makes sense.
It increases after that. Because the only reason why I know that too is because I don't remember the teacher's name, but 8th grade, my like English teacher, she'd have us like do flashcards for like vocab and stuff like that. She's like, it's 7 minutes because after that you guys will start to like not pay attention to it anymore.
Did you go to Clark or Grimmer?
Yeah, I went to Clark.
8th grade English?
I want to say her name was Miss Sims.
Oh, dude.
Yeah.
She was my favorite teacher. She
Kind of
was
like
the
Katy
shit.
Perry. Loosely. That's what
Yeah,
I always
know.
thought.
Yeah,
Every
okay.
time I looked at her, I'm like, kind of like Katy Perry.
Yeah,
But yeah,
that's a
she
good
was
point.
awesome. She was super nice.
She was nice as hell, and she was super fucking cool. I got along with. She was like, she was my favorite fucking teacher in
she
middle
was
school.
Super chill. Yeah, shout out you.
Shout out Miss Sims.
Yeah.
Kind of sticking with hot teams because really fucking hot team. The Mets.
Yes.
The Mets are like 20-9, I think,
they're
right
the first team to hit 20 wins this season.
Yeah,
although I saw a post yesterday.
It
said teams, and they're like with the most wins against teams against 500 or under 500, something like that.
Which
the Mets have 20 wins.
I do understand that that aspect because I would use this for really the Cubs argument too. You could go the other way with it. But those are the games.
Played no teams.
The Cubs had literally the hardest schedule in all of baseball for the first month.
Yes.
Like we've played the Diamondbacks twice, we played the Dodgers twice, we've played the Phillies
100 million times.
We played the Dodgers 3 times actually. But the Mets are absolutely on fire right now. Did you see the triple play that happened last week?
I want to say probably.
It was fucking another bad stain on the umps. Big one for like back-to-back weeks basically. Because first we had that play at third base where I can't remember his name, got hurt on the Pirates and tried calling time. I actually just watched a video on that recently. The umpire that was at third, when that guy lifted his hand to call time, the ump started raising his hands to call time. Like, he was literally in the process of calling time, and then the tag went down, and then he just goes like this and calls him out. I'm like, that's even more fucked up for that situation.
Yeah.
So baseball needs to be able to look at shit like that and overturn it. Like,
I mean, they have
the
challenges.
Review, yeah, but you can't do that. You can't
That's what makes no sense. It's like,
so.
okay,
So here's the triple
stupid.
play. The triple play is the same way. Crazy enough, Jesse Winker hits a line shot right to first base. The ball bounces into the so like here's his glove. The ball bounces like right here and then goes into the glove. But from the front view, it clearly bounces. I mean, it bounced all fucking day.
Called a line out.
So the first base ump can't see it because he's behind him. So he looks, which I never knew this either. The second base ump makes a call. The second base ump is watching a runner go from first to second, and at the same time sees that play happen, and he puts his hand out like this to the side to give the first base ump the call. So they called him out on a line out, and then they throw it to second, throw it to first, get a triple play. And the Mets are like, what the fuck's going on here? This is kind of crazy. Like, how can we not? And it's not reviewable. And I'm like,
dude,
why,
what is the point of a challenge then?
What is the point of having review at all?
Yeah.
Like, why would you not be able to go back and look
Robot
at something
umpires.
like that? Yeah.
Robot umps.
I mean, it was egregious. I mean, it hits the ground. I get the live call being wrong because, again, the positioning of the umps and where the ball was.
Yeah, that's fair.
But to not be able to go back and review that is truly criminal.
I agree.
It's just kind of embarrassing, especially when that's going to be played nonstop and showed nonstop, you know. But crazy enough, what kind of even makes that same situation crazier, I think it was 4 years ago, Jesse Winker, same player, hit into the exact same triple play to the exact same first baseman.
Huh.
I mean, it's kind of nuts. They're like, how the fuck is... It's so rare to hit into a triple play, let alone to hit into a triple play to the same guy, let alone to do that twice. And it was the same situation, basically. Like, the ball was hit to the same spot, first baseman catches it on a line out. It was kind of crazy.
Just bad luck.
Yeah, it was bad luck. And also sticking with the Mets, red hot. Yesterday was ridiculous. They ended up beating the Nationals 19-5. And in that 19-5, Brandon Nimmo went 4 for 6, 2 home runs, 9 RBIs.
It's awesome.
God damn. Have yourself a day.
No, 100%. That's nuts.
Yeah, they're playing really good ball right now. It's very impressive what they're doing, which, shockingly enough, it's not really coming from Juan Soto. Did you see his failed catch in the outfield last week too? People were talking. Someone posted the video and put it in like all caps and were like, this is why it doesn't matter if he's batting 300 or something, or like this Gold Glove outfielder, this is what the Yankees got rid of. And he's like running to play a ball up to the wall and he jumps and just totally botches it. Ball hits the wall, goes flying back the other way. I mean, it was so bad. It's like, dude, his defense is not good.
It's awful.
Yeah, but he's not batting too. But I think he's batting like 257 right now, which for him is not great.
Yeah, not great.
But it can improve. We'll see. That contract's getting to his head.
Probably.
That was pretty much all I had on baseball.
That's fine. Yeah, that's all I got on baseball. Really on everything. I mean, Heat go out 4-0.
Okay, this is the point I wanted to make, because exactly I agree with what you're saying. I'm not opposed to the in-season tournament thing. I get it if they want to try and get up viewership, get up ratings earlier on in the season, get people to watch, do a little something different. They change the courts, they make some new merch and shit out of it. Whatever. It's Mickey Mouse, but
I just feel like it takes away from like the allure of the playoffs.
It does. I do agree. I'm not like 100% like it's the shit, but I see what they're doing. But you can't do the in-season tournament and then the play-in and then the fucking and then this is exactly why the play-in is stupid. I will full-heartedly say, as someone who doesn't watch basketball very much, hardly ever, I will say the little bit I have and know about basketball, it is not the same as multiple other sports where like a team's going to make the play-in tournament and then light the fucking world on fire and it's like Cinderella story.
Yeah, I know.
It just doesn't happen. And hockey, once you're in the playoffs, you're fucking in. Anything can happen. Same with baseball. Baseball's probably the the biggest one that happens, where like the Diamondbacks last year, wild card team, barely make the wild card spot only because the Cubs collapse, and then they make it to the World Series and like actually played fucking phenomenal. So that's why that's stupid. And then perfect example, the Heat just got their shit pushed in by the Cavaliers. They lost by 55 points last night. They lost by fucking 30 points another game, 21 points another game. Their smallest deficit was like 11-point loss. I mean, just absolutely embarrassed, absolutely manhandled, had no business being in the playoffs, and that's why, like, the Bulls and the Heat shouldn't have even played each other for a fucking play-in spot, because the Bulls would have happened the same exact way.
No, yeah, it's very difficult because the NBA, the good teams are just loaded. I mean, there's really like they're just loaded. Granted, there are a select few. Like
they're loaded or they have depth.
Yeah, like fundamentally just amazing, or just have superstars. Granted, I don't know the Lakers. I don't know what you can say for them because Anthony Edwards and the Timberwolves are kind of dog walking them right now.
Yeah, there was some questionable decision made last game about. Apparently, it was the first time it's ever happened that they made 0 substitutions the entire second half of that game. Not a single player came off the bench in that game, which...
That seems stupid.
Interesting strategy, but clearly doesn't work, so I don't think J.J. Redick's going to be doing that again.
No, probably not. They're down
3-1.
3-1, that's what I thought.
Yeah.
So the T-Wolves just need to win, obviously, one more and send them home packing.
Yeah, and it's but it is in LA, so maybe they got a shot at keeping it alive for one more game, slow the bleeding a little bit.
Yeah,
but,
I'm sure the NBA would definitely love that too.
Yeah,
obviously everyone loves a Game 7.
Oh, I don't know if it'll make it to Game 7. I mean, that'll
saying,
be a stretch.
They wanted to keep going.
But
like.
yeah, the more the merrier for them. Did you see the fucking the buzzer beater dunk from Aaron Gordon?
Yeah.
Holy shit, dude, that was
awesome.
That's like one of the most epic moments actually in basketball history.
And then Aaron Gordon and Jokic are obviously having the press conference after the game, and he's like, "Yeah, that was an awesome pass." And then Jokic
was
like,
a fucking air ball.
He's like, "Yeah, that was definitely a pass."
It was an air ball, dude. Yeah. But I mean, and that's what makes it so spectacular of a play, because the shot by Jokic, to take that shot and miss it, and for AG to recognize and be where he needed to be, time it out and jump at the right moment to just in case this is going to miss.
A known guy, though, that obviously has won a slam dunk championship, I think twice. So the guy's got hops. He knows how to dunk.
Like, that's a perfect move on his part. That is so strategic to just time that out and jump and be ready for that, especially because Jokic hits a lot of fucking threes. Like, he's pretty damn good from three.
Yeah.
And then also, if it wasn't air ball and it was a pass, what a ridiculous pass. I mean, there's no bad way to,
Either way, it turned out really well.
Great game sense from AG, but yeah, they're probably screwed too, in all honesty. I mean, they might make it past the Clippers, but with no coach, it is crazy. Nikola Jokic is out there making live substitutions during the game. Like, he's playing and fucking telling guys to sub in and sub out. He is coaching the team. He's doing everything. He's doing everything.
I feel like that is partially LA's problem too, though, just because of the fact that again, we have heard of LeBron, the manager, so we've obviously all heard that.
Yeah,
I don't know. I don't want to just like start throwing allegations and be like, yeah, this guy's a problem. He's the reason. He's the one making bad calls because he's trying to run the team. Don't know that for sure, but if it is the case, then obviously, yeah. I mean, it's just like you can't have someone like that and be always successful. Let's say it that way, because obviously he has had success. He has won championships.
Yeah, he has. He's also gotten like 5 coaches fired, I feel like.
Again, it's what yeah.
Although he does, I don't know how much he's calling shots with J.J. Redick there, but it is kind of goofy because, the dynamic of them having their own podcast.
Bronny James is on the team.
That is true, but that's not on the coach to draft the guy, so not just the coach made that decision,
Yeah.
He did, but I mean, they don't have like a shitload of depth.
No, they have Luka, they have LeBron.
I mean, like Austin Reeves.
Yeah.
Gabe Vincent, Dorian Finney-Smith.
I don't even know who that is.
Yeah. Max Kleba. I mean, it's like, But nothing.
I don't know what that is.
I mean, it's Luka and LeBron. It's
Yeah.
basically Luka and
Yeah,
LeBron,
pretty
and
much.
Austin Reeves gets some flowers every now and then. But
Yeah, I mean that's pretty much like the only three I know.
yeah,
That's it.
that also Boston is kind of just dog walking. It's kind of been
I forgot they were in the tournament, to be honest.
nothing but
Or in the
blowouts.
playoffs. Yeah,
And nothing but blowouts. So really, the Clippers and Nuggets has been the best series
it'll be
so
more
far.
entertaining the next round.
For sure.
Yeah, the next round, obviously, when the good teams are actually facing the good teams, that's when it'll turn up and obviously be a lot more interesting.
100%. Yeah, and I think so I'm not 100% sure, but I want to say like whoever wins between the Knicks and Pistons is going to end up playing Boston.
I mean, Boston obviously
Which-
has a chance to run it back.
Yeah, I think they got a really good shot at running it back.
They are really freaking good.
Yeah,
Really good.
they are very good. The Pacers, another team like what you were talking, kind of going back to like when you mentioned
They don't have superstars.
either like a team has superstars or that's it. And I said like some you could have depth. That's like the Pacers. The Pacers and like I mean the Cavs have a superstar, but like they have it's just depth. Like
Yeah.
a lot of guys score a decent amount of points and they rack up fucking points like that. And they're beating the piss out of the Bucks right now. Shout out Dame going
Yeah,
down.
awful.
Terrible.
Tore his Achilles. And honestly, it was really,
It was bad.
It's literally just Giannis and Dame in Milwaukee.
Yeah, at this point.
Like, everyone else is just.
And fucking no one helped. Did you see him laying there at half court,
Yeah,
laying on the
dude.
ground? No one helped. One guy walks over.
Also,
to help
why
him
was the
up.
game still going on? Like for me too.
They wait a while to call like timeouts for that. It's kind of like hockey. Like a guy gets like blasted or hit in
Yeah.
the face or something. And they'll
I
let
just
the play
thought
go on for a minute.
That was kind of questionable because I mean, granted, flopping is a thing, but I don't really think Damian Lillard is like a known flopper. And but again, the guy tore his Achilles, so. And I feel like if it is a flop and he sees that the play is going on, like he's gonna try to get up fast. And if he's not, like,
Yeah.
stop the game, dude. Like this guy is obviously injured.
Yeah, it's not
I mean,
LeBron.
Yeah. No, seriously, it's like it's not LeBron. Yeah, dude.
Anybody looking?
Yeah, don't even get me started, dude. It's so bad.
But yeah, the NBA playoffs will definitely get a lot more interesting in the next round. For sure. Because
100%.
right now it's just been nothing but fucking blowouts, basically.
100% agree. Definitely agree.
But jumping on hockey quick. Hockey's been pretty fun. I watched the last period. By the time I got to talk about that too. By the time I ended up coming in last night from messing with my car, I watched the third period of the Tampa Bay Lightning and Florida Panthers game. God damn, dude. Just back and forth, chances up and down the ice. It was 2-1. Tampa was winning. And then, like, I think there was about 11 minutes left. Tampa got a bullshit call, went their way. Got a 5-minute major penalty. The Panthers got a 5-minute major penalty, so it gave a 5-minute power play to Tampa. Florida kills the 5 minutes with 7 seconds to go. Florida gets a power play. Scores on the power play with like 10 seconds to go on it. And then they call a review. It gets called back because it was offsides. So it's now 2-1 with like 6 minutes to go.
That is so stupid.
Florida comes back, scores 30 seconds later, ties it 2-2. 11 seconds later, scores again, makes it 3-2, and then hit the empty netter at the end of the game. It's like, dude, they just turned it on. I'm like, holy shit! But it was just a sick back and forth, a lot of big hits. It's been fun. The fucking playoff hockey is so exciting, dude. They're now up in the series 3-1, and then the Stars rout the Avalanche last night, take it 6-2. They are now up 3-2 in the series, which is really interesting because both of those teams are very good. I kind of thought the Avalanche were going to come out with that one, but yeah, they haven't. Jets and Blues series is tied 2-2. Canes are up 3-1 on the Devils. Caps are up 3-1 on the Canadians. That's a fucking good one too. I would like to see Ovi move on. That one's exciting. And honestly, Kings and Oilers has been fucking wild. That's just like if you want to watch 15 goals get scored in a game, watch the Kings and Oilers. I wanted to mention that when after your episode with what's his name? Bob?
Joe, yeah. Yeah.
He's talking about like the Oilers and shit. The Oilers have no defense and never have goaltending. And it's a problem that bites them in the ass every year because it's like they score fucking 7 goals a game and then they get beat like 8-7. It's so crazy. Like they're so fucking good. Like between Draisaitl and McDavid is just like the stupidest combo ever. I mean, it's like one of the greatest pairs ever.
Yeah.
Ever in like all of sports. It's kind of fucking absurd what those guys do. And yeah, they'll just never get it done though. I do not like they're fun to watch, but I kind of root against them at this point because they just choke so bad every year. Same with like the Maple Leafs. I used to enjoy watching the Maple Leafs a lot. And anymore, I'm just like, yeah, I hope they just keep choking because that's what they do best. Same with them, no goaltending. They just choke and they can't score. Like their biggest players just drop the fucking ball, shit the bed completely. Right now, they're playing pretty good. They're up 3-1 on the Senators, but the Senators are kind of like meh. And they got the last game actually started 7 minutes ago. It's in Toronto, so they're probably going to close that one out tonight.
Nice.
I'm sure the Hurricanes are at home too. They're probably going to close out that series. The Wild and the Knights is actually tied 2-2. Thought Vegas was going to kind of run away with that series. And then you got Kings Oilers tonight. Again, another reason it's kind of tough. 9 o'clock starts for these teams. They are both so far west that you're not going to catch an early game between the two of them. But I will recommend staying up for at least one of them because you are bound to catch a fucking fireworks show any one of the games.
I believe you. Promise. But I don't watch hockey.
Real quick. So I'm sure you we were talking about parts stores.
Yeah.
Last episode or the episode before. We were talking about how great they are and like how the employees are very thorough. They help you with what you need. They get you what you want. And most times they don't ever mess it up. It's very rare occasion that they actually mess anything up. Well, I told my story about how the last time I went to a parts store, they fucked something up. And then I went again last week. Last week, Wednesday, I changed my brakes. And I had to do something else because now my ABS light's on because I changed my wheel speed sensors. Find out that most times you can't just change the sensor. Now I got to change the bearing, whatever. So I was like, well, I'm going to try and clean the surface that the sensor's mounted to because sometimes that could make it go off if it's like a rusty surface. Like, I'm going to take it off. And I was like, well, if I'm going to take the wheels off, I should probably just change the spark plugs too because I got to take the wheel off on the passenger side to get to the 3 spark plugs on that side. So I buy spark plugs. Come home, pop the tires off, car's jacked up, get the sensor shit cleaned up on the one side, start taking the spark plugs out, go grab one of the new boxes, pop it open. There's 4 used spark plugs in the box.
So when I had seen that, I know exactly what happened.
So do I. I know exactly what happened.
Someone
too.
bought spark plugs, put the old ones in there, and like, oh, actually, I didn't need these.
Yes, so that's exactly my first. I laughed. I actually did not get mad at first. After about 5 minutes, I started kind of cooking on it because I'm like, fuck, what am I gonna do? But yeah, at first I just laughed because I'm like, I know some dickhead just threw them in the box and was like, yeah, I didn't need them, or oh, they weren't the right ones or something. So
and then obviously you have a parts store employee that is just like
doesn't
all
even,
right, whatever, yeah,
it doesn't even check. And so that'll go into this too. Luckily, my dad was out, so I was able to call him because I just in my head I'm like, so cool. I'm gonna have to do the brakes, put everything back together, and then go buy new spark plugs again. Take it all apart again. I'm like, that'll be 3 fucking times in 1 week. I'm not doing it. So I called my dad. He brought home another 4. Shout out. Cool move. So then today, I bring the 4 bad ones. I just had them sitting in my car so I could go right after work. I go to AutoZone. I will shout them out. The guy's like, what's wrong with them? I'm like, you guys gave me used ones. And he just opens the box and he like takes it out and he looks at it and he like puts it on his lips and he's like, feel that. I'm like, what? He goes, it's hot as fuck. And I'm like, and in my head I didn't understand like where he was going with it. I'm like what? I'm like, okay. He's like they just came out of an engine block. And I'm like, no, they've been sitting on my passenger seat in the sun because I've been at fucking work. I'm in work clothes. And in my head, like I said, it didn't click. And then as soon as I was like walking out, I'm like, oh, this motherfucker was accusing me of being the one that just changed them and threw them in the box. Yeah. And I was like, I'm glad I didn't recognize it right away because I would have fucking snapped on this guy. I'm like, are you accusing me of fucking like? I was blowing up in my car on the way home about it. Thinking I should turn around and fucking give that guy a piece of my mind. But it was very funny. I was like, man, that is go figure, right? Parts stores for the win again.
Yeah, nice. Yeah, shout out parts stores. Never change.
Oh,
well, maybe just a little bit, but
yeah,
nevertheless, never change.
Maybe a little bit, maybe a lot.
Yeah, that's awesome, dude.
Yeah, I couldn't believe that when I opened that box and I'm fucking open the NGK box and I dump it out and it's just black as fuck and I'm like, are you kidding me? It's just a Bosch spark plug. I'm like, are you fucking kidding me?
It's probably someone that was like that worked there. They're like, yeah, dude, just bring him back. I'll return him for you.
Yeah, exactly. And that's what I was thinking too. When I told the guy, I'm like, yeah, I need to return him. And he just started opening the box immediately. I'm like, well, in my head, I'm like, if you guys would have fucking done this the first time, you wouldn't have handed these to me when I bought them.
Yeah.
But, I guess not everybody can be exemplary employees like this guy over here.
Yeah. I mean, hey, if you would have dealt with that guy the first time, you wouldn't have had that.
Yeah.
So shout out that guy, but also not shout out that guy because, yeah, he was saying that you.
Yeah.
I'm like, dude, I just took out. Yeah. I think the box might be a little burned or at least a little something if they just came out of an engine block. And I don't know if I would want to grab those if they just came out of an engine block.
Yeah, I wouldn't be. Yeah, exactly. I'm like, you wouldn't be touching them on your fucking lips if they just came out of the engine block. It's also kind of
gross in itself that he just like put on his lips. Like, yeah, that's disgusting, actually.
Yeah, you like put the ceramic part on his lips. I'm like,
that's vile.
Yeah, it didn't hit me because I was like, what is he doing? He's like, feel these. I'm like, what? They're hot. I'm like, okay. I'm like, yeah, they're fucking sitting in my car in the sun all day. What do you
want from me?
Yeah, I know what the fuck you want me to do. Bring them in a cooler?
Yeah. I've had them on ice. Don't worry.
Yeah.
Oh, God.
They can be saved.
But, yeah, I think it's dinner time, unless you got anything else.
Yeah, no, it's definitely dinner time. My tummy is rumbling.
Yeah, I'm getting pretty hungry.
Yeah.
So, as usual, guys, don't forget to like, share, subscribe. Follow on X @KindEdgePod. And as always, we'll see you guys on the next one. Thank you for listening.